What's going on, guys? Morning. Hope everyone's doing well. It's I don't know if you can see out, but the weather is fucking stunning in the city of Cardiff, as always. Even when it rains, the sun shines, if that makes sense. Just coming on. Hope everyone's doing well. I went on a live last night with Fighting Trolls for an hour to see how he's doing. Obviously we haven't really reflected since his episode, so that was nice. Yeah, I had the Decker Danny Christie fights off, which is a bit of a mad one. You know, I can understand if Decker was saying about how Dougie and all that crowd have kind of spent money and time on venues and tickets and promoting. So I can understand from that side it could be a bit of a piss take, but then on the flip to that, I have seen that Danny, he don't give a fuck about money. Like, you can see that. He actually said that the money, he'd put it to charity. So I think, you know, with Danny, it is just personal, and he wants to fucking, you know, if he's going to have it out, he's going to have it out if he bumps into you down the street, or whether you record it and fucking make money and views off it. So you can't fault that. You know, and this is leading me on to what I want to say now, right? Because what people need to realise with this YouTube thing, YouTube ain't real life. Okay, I try to be as real on there, and I think everyone else tries to be as real, but it's, you know, there's a lot of fake art, there's a lot of fake shit, there's a lot of clickbait, there's a lot of things that people say that they would not say to people's face, yeah? And then when they back it up, then people like to think they're certified. So, like, I've come into this game, yeah, because into the YouTube, and I've got a message of a voice for adversity, because I have already lived a life of trouble, strife, crime, addiction, and depression, and I've come on here and turned to this only for good purposes, only for good reasons. Is to project my experiences and highlight them, hoping that gives the tools to someone else out there who's struggling to help. Because I know when I was fucked and I turned to YouTube and I turned to the internet, there weren't much out there, but the things like that I did relate to, I would listen to religiously, and a lot of it helped me. So that's why I come into YouTube. And there's just a lot of hate on you, and I get it. People who don't have problems, and you could probably see people who do have problems, well, you know, they love listening to negative shit for entertainment purposes, innit? Do you get me? And entertainment will always outsell the gritty, hot, you know, the painful truth. I think, yeah, the entertainment, and because that's what we do in life, innit? We don't want to, you know, tackle the root. And that's the same in addiction. You have to tackle the root. You have to come to terms with what your problems are to move on in life. And that is the same with YouTube. I think people are just, no one wants to tackle the root and listen to the painful truth and the painful advice and, you know, the real shit. So they are just literally get their aid, you know, in a rabbit hole of total utter bullshit, or someone's beef, which has got fuck all to do with them, which is fine, like I said, innit? It is what it is. But like, I've come on YouTube for one purpose, and that was to meet all walks of life, listen to people's stories, and put them on my platform, which I am trying to promote as a good thing. And if the worst case scenario, you know, I don't help anyone and it's useless to people, it's helping me. I'm not going to come onto YouTube to be made a laughing stock, cause trouble, and also, you know, cause fucking more trouble, strife, and mental health for me and my family. You know, I thought, you know, this ain't being selfish, but one of the main things is this helps my mental health and it keeps me busy. So why the fuck would I want to have shit with people? You know, I'm looking at like, you know, I'm not going to say names, but I'm looking at some of these people who are getting it hard. Some maybe, you know, their own wrongdoing, but I just wouldn't come on YouTube if that was the case. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, along the way, you know, I want to meet all good people, all walks of life, and he might not get on with him, and she might not get in with her, but ultimately, I'd like to be that guy who just gets along with everyone. And I know that's probably wishful thinking, and I've never been one to sit on the fence. I've always been a people pleaser. I've always wanted to keep people happy, and maybe, you know, that's been a weakness of mine, because, you know, you shouldn't keep everyone happy. But as a podcaster, as a podcast host, I can't be biased. So I think that's where I stand on that, and I will stick to standing like that. I think goodness will always outshine, you know, the light will always outshine the darkness, 100%, and I'm just going to keep on giving you what you need, subliminally, even if you think it ain't what you need. Trust me, positivity, you know, motivation is what people need in this life, and I'm going to keep giving it. When it comes to people out there who might be needing to battle addictions or need to identify something in their brain, whether it's mental health or addiction or anything else, when people said to me, tackle the root, yeah, I always thought someone, you know, people who were tackling these problems were people who have had real bad issues, you know, than people who were addicted to drugs because they were abused as a child, or they've been in care, or they were raped, or a family member of them have been murdered, these type of things. And because none of that happened to me, I never thought I'd have to tackle this route. I just thought I was an anomaly who was just smoking drugs and I could stop whenever I want. It could be the littlest thing, yeah, the littlest thing that you might, you know, put to the back of your brain, ignore it, brush it off, move on. But you don't realise that that will carry weight, and that will build like a pressure cooker, and that is the root of why you are carrying on. So if I can give you any advice of coming out this video, yeah, is basically, people, listen, if you've got a problem with drugs, try and identify why you were taking drugs in the first place. Because when I identified mine eventually, and I'm telling you, it took me 10, 12 years of people saying, tackle the root. But I never ever was like, well, what's the root? Nah, that can't be the root of it. Nah. But it was the most smallest of things. And when I identified it and addressed it, bam. You know, I'm not saying it totally changed why I stopped drugs, but it was like 50% of the reason why, 100%. So, yeah. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I don't like to do longer than 10 minutes because I probably do people's heads in. But this weekend is Benji Wild. I might do a little video on it later just to explain to you who he is. But this episode is sick. If you're a musician or you're into the industry, if you're into conspiracies, if you're into the, you know, dark energies, that type of stuff. Also, if you're, you know, part of this movement these days, you know, BLM movement, this type of stuff, we touch up a bit of that as well, and how racism is still prevalent in Wales and the UK itself. So this is a good episode. I'm back filming this weekend. Been off 2 weeks, which has been a nice break, but back at it now Sunday. I can't fucking wait to get my teeth into this. We got three. It's the first ever episode that we're going to have two on the same panel. So we've got, you know, 2 interviews with 3 guests, and I can't fucking wait, honestly. I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to me. Like, you know, really means a lot, that is. Like, you know, I'm not really bothered about subscribers and followers on this, but it's nice to know that people actually are taking their time out to listen to my videos, because I'm going to do these whether I have a following or not. So stay safe, stay strong, and stay central.